Alright guys, for this trek into DIY tech, we're going to be making a drilling jig, or a jig to put in the drill press so that we can get the holes drilled in the same spot every time. So I'm going to show you what we've got. We've got a box full of boxes. Let me show you. Alright, so we've got this box full of plastic boxes, little project boxes. We're going to drill a hole in the top. The jig is going to be used to drill the two holes that go in the front. I'm going to show you the drawing in a minute for that. But we're going to have an LED and a button in here. And so we're going to make a jig to drill all of those so that they all come out in the same spot. Now, this is the thing, right? So jigs come in all different, there's a million different ways to do it. So if you want a really durable one, you can make them out of metal. You can 3D print them if you're doing like a short run of whatever it is you're drilling. I'm just doing 20. I'm going to go ahead and put one together out of pine. Yes, pine wood. And I'm going to show you how that comes together. We're going to go to the drill press right now and go ahead and get that done. All right, so these are the components that we're going to use to make the jig. So we've got a piece of pine board here that's wide enough to accommodate the part. So we're going to put that there. Oh, forgive me. I've got a little bit of allergy going on today. So we're going to have this square dowel. That's going to give us the fixturing that we need. So this is going to hold the part in there. And to go ahead and fix that, we're going to use some of this cyanoacrylate super glue. We've got the parts that we're going to put in there. So we have for the first test fit, we have the LED holder, and we also have the switch. Because this is a thin material and it's plastic, we're going to go ahead and use a step drill to put those holes in there. And of course, our measuring device. I always use those. I've had those calipers for years. Goodness. So this is the drawing. So every good design starts with a drawing. So I haven't put the diameter of the holes in there just yet because I want to verify the fit first. So when you create the drawings, you should always have a reference point. I'm measuring from one side, the top side, to the first hole, and then the two holes are referenced from each other because the important component is that they are the same distance or a set distance apart from each other. So I want enough clearance, one, to solder inside the box, and two, so that the operation of the switch with your thumb doesn't obscure the LED. Right? So I have the first measurement is giving enough space for the LED from the side of the box, and then the second measurement is giving these two enough space from each other. And so this will be the center line, so it's going to be on the center of the box. But these are referenced from the top edge of the box. And so I have another hole on the top, but I'm not gonna show you the jig, or the construction is going to be the same, for everything you do. But again, if this will also help if, say, you had a project that you were for your classroom or for homeschooling, where you're creating a component that a lot of students are going to use. You want them all to be the same, right? So when you're troubleshooting, you can really rule out, any differences in how the holes are put in there. All right, so this is the drill press that we're going to use. It's just a standard drill press, run-of-the-mill drill press, and it's got the adjustable plating on it. So that's going to be really important. So this one has some wings under here, which is going to help us a lot when we go to put the jig in here, because we're going to use that actually as a spot for the clamp to grab onto on the bottom, and you'll see that in a second. So you may be asking, why do we need a step drill to drill through thin materials as opposed to just a regular drill bit? The answer to that is you don't need a step drill, but what's going to happen is once the drill gets through that it punches through, these flutes are going to grab it, and it's almost going to be like threads in the material, and it's gonna try to suck the material up. So I'm going to show you I'm going to show you what that looks like a little bit, or we'll try it, and then you can see what that looks like. Okay, so that can cause a dangerous situation. Not necessarily with this, because this is just a little piece of plastic, but imagine that was a metal enclosure, or a cast aluminum, or even a steel welded enclosure. It could suck up, and especially if you don't have a clamping device here. So I typically will use a clamping device here. Instead of just using my thumb, I was just doing that to, and again, don't do that at home. I was just doing that to show you what the material does when it does get stuck in the flutes and gets sucked up. But yes, you do use a clamping material if you have another a clamping device. If you have another clamp, use that there. But we're gonna start drilling with the step drill next, and then you'll see how that goes. That'll be after the construction of the jig. We'll actually construct the jig and then show you what it looks like with the step drill. Okay, forgive the noise. Our neighbor's doing a little construction work on his house there. But first thing you want to do is, you can see how I have the wood overhanging on either side. What that's going to give us is we're going to mark some constraints on here. So I want this the piece that we're working on to be between these lines here. And so what that's going to give us is it's going to give us a range where I'm going to drill. I'll still be able to clamp this piece of wood down where I need it to drill. And so that I've marked it so that the drill bit will cover the full face of where I'm drilling. And so next we're gonna cover this little guy in tape, and then we're gonna lay out the pieces of wood that will hold it in place. Jack, hey, say hello to all the makers out there. That's Jack. He comes by to check on me sometimes. Alright, so off camera I've already cut the pieces that we're going to use to locate the component that we'll be drilling. And so I've already also taken the time to put the tape on there. So what you want is a single layer of tape between the component and what you're using to hold it in there. So that way you don't have too much play. You have just enough to slip the part in and out once you remove this tape, and the holes will be, reasonable accuracy. So now what we're going to do is we're also going to use the tape to I've already marked the location for the hole. So I've measured from the drawing, transferred those to this tape. So that's where we're going to be making the holes. And so next, we're just going to glue down the pieces that will hold this in place. So I'm using balsa wood for these. So this is pine, this is balsa wood. The pine is slightly harder than the balsa wood. So when I'm done with this, I'll be able to reuse the balsa wood by taking a chisel and just scraping these guys off. And they'll be durable enough to do this run of 20 pieces. Oh, and by the way, the tape serves to protect the workpiece from getting stuck in the glue. So there you go. Just repeat 2 more times. Okay, at this point you'll notice we didn't use any accelerator on that. This is wood, so really it just immediately bonds to it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and knock this loose. And you can see that it's nice and snug as it slides in there, and it stops right there. So that's good. That's perfect. That's exactly what we needed. So we're going to let that sit a little bit longer to make sure that that glue is done doing its job. All right, great. Glue's all done. We're going to slide this guy right back where he goes, all the way up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use the regular drill bit, and what that's going to be is going to be for the pilot hole. So the pilot hole is going to be important. I'll show you why in a second, but I'm going to go ahead and drill these 2 holes. We're not clamped down or anything. We're going to move this around to where we can get everything, get the holes lined up. Drill 2 holes. Again, we're drilling all the way down into the wood through this piece. So we know that this guy's not going to spin around. Sorry, I'll try that again. So now we know that this piece is not going to spin around, and by holding it down, it's not going to get sucked up. So let's go ahead and put the second hole in. All right, good job. Now we just slide this back, and so now we see that we're going to have 2 holes down here at the bottom there. What we're going to do is, when we start drilling the holes with the step drill, we're going to use these holes to set up the location just wanted to clean those up so you could see them clearly. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these holes to help us set up our clamps. So we're going to go ahead and hold that there. We're going to put the drill bit through it. That will make sure that we're in the correct spot. And when we're in the correct spot, we're going to go ahead and fix one of our clamps on there. Okay, so we have that side clamped down. we're going to go ahead and clamp the other side down. Excuse me. And now we're going to recheck to make sure that the hole is still lined up. So, good deal. So, I'm going to go ahead and change that drill bit out for the step drill, and we'll see you again on the other side. All right, here we go. We've got the step drill in there now. You're going to see that we can slide all the way up there, and this is locating these two parts against each other. So we have the drill centered, and it's right over the pilot hole. So now what this is going to give us is a little bit of space, because we've removed the tape, and so now you have that space to move in and out smoothly, but you still maintain enough accuracy to get the hole where you want. So the one change I would make to this, if I were to do more than 20 parts, would be to add a pin here so that this part could not slide all the way up. And that would indicate to me, if it stopped there, it would indicate to me that the part was the wrong way around, because the hole should be at the top. There's only one hole at the top, no hole at the bottom, so I would know if it didn't slide all the way up. That would be the one change that I would make. And of course, this would probably be plastic. We'd change this to plastic or metal, depending on how many parts I was making. So if you're making, 100, 200, obviously you want something that's going to be more durable than this. We're only making 20. Also, with that pin in there, after you start getting into the hundreds of parts, your brain gets fuzzy when you start putting these things in there, and there would be a possibility that I could put it in backwards. So, and again, because these holes are measured from the distance measured from the top, they need to go in one way, which is top first, this way. So here we go. We're gonna drill this guy out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and verify that the hole is the correct size, and then we'll set the stop on the drill. And I'll show you how that goes in a second here. Alright, so we've got the part inserted there, and we know that the hole is the proper size. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick the part in here. We're going to move the drill bit in to where it's all the way in the spot that we need it to go. And then I'm going to show you on the side of the drill press, we're going to set the stop. So if you look up here, let me set you up so you can see. So what we're going to do is, while we're holding down, we're holding the bit where it needs to go, we're going to go ahead and move this collar into position. Right, so we're holding the drill bit in its place, move this collar into position, and then we'll tighten the stop there. So now we can go ahead and drill all 20. Drill bit will stop in that one spot. Let's put you back in position to see what's going on. All right, so you can see here with the stop on, drill bit stops right there. So that's the spot that we want it to stop. It's right there. So, all right, we're going to do verify again. perfect. I always verify every time after I make any changes to make sure everything is in the proper spot. And yeah, we'll see you after these 20. Okay, we're ready to start drilling the other hole, the button hole. And so if you're going to notice that I've turned this around 180 degrees. So that's because I'm right-handed, so I'm going to give my left hand the best chance of not getting caught up in the process by giving myself enough space when I put this in to be clear of the drill bit. And so we're going to go ahead and drill those out. But we've used the same process that we used to line up this hole with the drill bit as we did, and we use that same process for lining up this hole. We use that here to line up the drill bit with this hole here. And so here we go, another 20. So there you go. That's all 20 done. Easy, inexpensive, and quick. So yeah, you don't have to spend a lot to make some tools, make some jigs, and make your job a little easier. So if you made it all the way to the end, thank you for spending time with me. I always appreciate that. If you liked the video or got something out of it, please subscribe and share, because we're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Pretty exciting. I never thought we would be here, but here we are. So like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you in the next video.